Healthpreneurs, what's up? I'm about to share with you the most dangerous words in business that could be costing you your future. And it's also costing your prospects the outcomes they say they want. Hey guys, what's going on? Yuri Elkaim here, CEO and founder of Healthpreneur. And have you ever spoken with someone who told you that, oh, I've done this before, I know that already, yet they're still speaking with you because they don't have the results that they want? And if so, then please pay attention to this, because the most dangerous words you can utter in business is what I just said. I know that already, or I've done this, or I've seen this before. And let me share a vivid example of how this cripples people's future. So spoke with someone recently who had a quote unquote successful practice doing 20K a month, brick and mortar. Just to be clear, 20K a month brick and mortar is not a successful practice. Let's just be honest. It's a good start, but you don't know everything. So then this individuals wanted to build more of a virtual practice, and they had, had been at this for a few years now, but they're coming in with this air of like, I know this stuff already. I've hired all these different agencies and marketing experts and blah, 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 blah. Yet I don't have the results that I want. And it's just so interesting to see people's mindset. And I just want, I'm sharing this story with you. And as I'm sharing this with you, just think about how this might relate to someone you've spoken with, right? They could be, depending on what you do, maybe they've worked out before. Maybe they think they're eating well, whatever it is, yet they're still struggling. And this is where, when you look at your right fit clients, like humility and coachability are very important, because for someone to be so arrogant to think that they know everything, yet the results say something very different, it's very hard to work with people like that. And so you almost have to smack them into metaphorically smack them back into line to be like, listen, you actually don't know what the fuck you're talking about, because if you did, you'd be there already. Let's just kind of tone down the ego and come back to planet Earth. So anyways, one of the biggest mistakes is this idea of I know this stuff already. I've done this already. It's the same as everything I've done before. And it's like, well, no, it's not. And the second big mistake with that is, so in this particular case, this individual was continually outsourcing and delegating the most important piece of their business. And I've shared this before, and I'm going to just make sure I friggin' hammer this home. Okay, guys? I'm going to continually hammer this into your brain, because if you do not get this, this will kill your dreams, okay? I cannot utter this enough, and I'll keep saying it over and over and over again. You cannot delegate activities that should otherwise be built as skills. So what does this show up like? You may want to write that down, okay? Just rewind it and write that down. You cannot and should not delegate activities that should otherwise be built as skills. So where a lot of, again, our conversations with respect to health and fitness, it's a little bit different, because you can't really delegate working out. Well, I had other people work out for me and I didn't get results. Well, that's not how it works. In business, it's a bit different. We're not a done-for-you agency. And the reason for that is very simple. Agencies suck, okay? And I've talked about this before. And I have some of my best friends that run agencies, and I still think they suck. And the reason for that is because fractional attention creates fractional results. So when someone is looking at your business and they have 50 other clients in a done-for-you setup, I'm not talking about a coaching program that is done with you. I'm talking about someone who's supposed to create results. They're doing the work for you. If that person's full-time in-house, different story. But listen, I've shared this story before. A couple of videos ago, I talked about how we got rid of the 4.5 years of agencies that we're working with. 4.5 years of agencies, top of the, we're paying 20 grand a month plus. Okay. So if you think you're going to hire someone to run your ads for $1,000, It's not going to happen. We're paying more than $20,000 per month to an agency. I'm not talking about the ads. I'm talking about the retainer plus percent of ad spend. Okay? Just to put it in perspective, like the top of the top. And these guys still could not produce the results that we wanted. I took back over the ad account, and in 2 months, we tripled our ad spend, decreased our cost per acquisition by 60%. How did I do that? And what does this have to do with this conversation? Number one is I built the skills from day one around messaging and learning how to acquire clients. And this is where this person who we had spoken with was like, I'm just going to outsource and delegate all that stuff. And 4 different marketing and advertising agencies later, this individual is still in the same place. And they haven't learned the lesson. Because what they're looking to do is do more of that. And at some point you're like, don't you understand that what you're doing isn't working? And the reason for that is because you don't fundamentally understand your own blind spots. You don't know what you don't know. And this person's saying like, I don't know what I'm missing. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, which is exactly the biggest danger that every single one of us as business owners faces. The biggest danger in your business are the details and blind spots which you are not even aware of. Because if you're making $20K a month, you want to get to $100K a month, there's an $80,000 a month gap that you are not even aware of. You don't know how to get to that level. Otherwise, you'd be there already. So when you look at, all right, here's what I've done the last 3 years. I've outsourced all my marketing. I've outsourced all this stuff. I have all these other people doing this stuff for me. And you keep repeating that cycle over and over again. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to get the same results. And until you understand that you as the owner have to take full responsibility for your results, you'll never change. Okay? So again, think about this with your prospects. Person's coming in. Oh yeah, I've done that diet before. I've done these workouts before. Nothing's worked. Okay, great. Well, obviously there's something missing, right? You haven't done this because it's different than what you've done before. I'm assuming your stuff is different than someone else's, right? And the thing is that if someone is not willing to change their approach, there is nothing you can do to support them, right? It is very hard to support people who have low standards for their life. It's very hard to coach and support people who are not open to feedback. And it's also very hard to help people who are not self-aware. Because what happens is if you're not self-aware, you can't look at yourself and take responsibility. You're blaming everyone else. And when everyone else is at fault, you're like, nothing's wrong with you. And if nothing's wrong with you, then you can't change because you don't think anything has to change. So this is why we call this coach to close, right? So when we're having an enrollment conversation with someone, and this is what we teach our clients, we call it coach to close. Because the goal is not to convince or twist someone's arm into working with us or for you to do the same with your prospects. The goal is to have a truthful conversation that's going to help the prospect do what's best for them, to help them make the best decision. And that's hard to do if you can't get to the truth of the matter. Hey, look who's here, my little buddy. Julian is awake. Here he comes. Shall we say hi? Hey, buddy. So we have a special guest this morning. All right. Come here, my love. One second. Oh, there he is. He's looking a little bit disheveled. Can you say hi, Julia? Can you say hi? Hi, Julian. What's up, buddy? So he is 3 years old now, and he's getting himself out of his crib, which is pretty cool. Did you have a good sleep, buddy? Yeah. Yeah? Awesome. All right, so you're going to be with me in the rest of the video. Cool? So anyways, what we're saying is don't make the mistake of saying, you know this, you've done this, because the reality is like, how well do you know it? How well have you done it? And always be open to learning new things, taking responsibility for the growth of your business or really anything, right? Because I think that's how most successful people operate, is they're growth oriented. They take responsibility for their life, good and bad. And they don't expect miracles to come from other people, because There is no like knight on the white horse coming to save us. Like, you are the savior for your own business. It's as simple as that. Now, and I also want to preface this by saying, you don't have to do everything for the rest of your life, right? I don't do anything in my business. I mean, I do stuff. I do stuff like this. I coach our team. I work on strategy. But here's the thing is, like, you have to look at where you are in this evolutionary chain. We're not making $20,000 a month. Okay. If we were there, I would still be doing a hell of a lot more than I am, right? I'd still be doing enrollment calls. I'd still be writing all of our stuff. Okay. But you have to understand that, like, $20,000 a month, and again, I'm using this example, is not a substantial business. Like, that's a couple clients a month. Okay. And there are things that you still haven't figured out if that's the level of your business. And it's a great place to start. But if you think you have it all figured out at that level, you're not even close. You're still in the minor leagues and you think you're a pro. So sometimes we just have to have a reality check of like what we're doing relative to where we think we are, where we think we want to go. And just understand that if you're here and you want to be here, you just don't know something, right? And if you don't change what you're doing, you're probably not going to get to that next level. So anyways, I hope that makes sense. Again, the most dangerous word in business that you could possibly utter, and this is going to be the same with your prospects, is I know that already. I've done this already. I've seen this. And the easiest way to counteract that is just asking yourself, how well am I doing this? How well do I know this? Because your results are the proof. It's really that simple. All right, guys? So if this resonates with you, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you're watching this on YouTube, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. If you want to see more Julian, give me some what's up. And I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, guys.